1961. Two brothers sit across from Ray Kroc in a lawyer's office. They're about to sign away their life's work for $2.7 million. The contract looks fair. Ray promises to take care of them. They shake hands. They trust him. Within months, Ray Kroc will destroy them. He'll build a $200 billion empire on their idea, and he'll make sure they never see a penny beyond that $2.7 million. This is the story of the handshake that stole McDonald's, and how one man's greed destroyed the American dream. To understand how Ray Kroc stole McDonald's, you need to know what the McDonald brothers actually invented. In 1948, Dick and Mac McDonald revolutionized fast food. They created the Speedy Service System, an assembly line for hamburgers. 15-cent hamburgers, 30-second service. Everything standardized, efficient, perfect. By 1954, the McDonald brothers had franchised their system to 21 locations. They were making steady money. They were happy. The brothers didn't want to expand aggressively. They wanted quality control. They wanted to sleep at night. They had turned down dozens of aggressive franchise proposals. They were cautious, careful, protective of their creation. Then, in 1954, a 52-year-old milkshake machine salesman named Ray Kroc walked into their restaurant. Ray Kroc had been struggling his whole life. Multiple failed businesses, divorced, desperate. He was looking for his big break. When Ray Kroc saw the McDonald brothers' operation, he didn't see a restaurant. He saw a machine that could be replicated forever. He saw billions. Ray Kroc convinced the brothers to let him be their exclusive franchise agent. He promised to protect their system, their standards, their vision. The contract gave Ray 1.9% of franchise revenues. The brothers kept 0.5%. It seemed fair. Ray Kroc opened franchises everywhere: California, Illinois, Ohio, New York. He was franchising faster than the brothers ever wanted. But Ray had a problem. On 1.9% commission, he was barely breaking even. The brothers were making more money doing nothing than he was doing all the work. Ray started cutting corners. Frozen beef instead of fresh, cheaper ingredients, faster expansion. Everything the brothers feared. The brothers complained. Ray ignored them. He owned the franchises. They just owned 0.5%. Ray realized something. The real money wasn't in hamburgers. It was in real estate. Ray created a separate company called Franchise Realty Corporation. He'd buy the land under each McDonald's and lease it to franchisees. Now Ray was making money on rent and franchise fees. The brothers were still stuck at 0.5%, and they couldn't stop him. By 1960, Ray wanted to take McDonald's public, but there was a problem. The McDonald brothers still technically own the original McDonald's trademark. Ray Kroc offered them a deal: $2.7 million for everything. The name, the trademarks, the rights. They'd be out completely. The brothers were exhausted, tired of fighting, tired of Ray Kroc. They wanted out. They said yes. March 1961, they signed the papers. Ray Kroc owned everything. But there was one thing the brothers forgot to negotiate: the handshake deal. The 1% royalty Ray Kroc had verbally promised them, quote, forever. When Dick McDonald asked about the 1% handshake deal, Ray Kroc's lawyer said, quote, "That agreement wasn't written into the contract. It doesn't exist." Ray Kroc had never put the promise in writing. He'd lied. The handshake meant nothing. The brothers protested, threatened to sue. But they'd already signed away everything, including their right to the McDonald's name. They walked away with $2.7 million before taxes. After taxes, $1.35 million each. They split it between them. Meanwhile, Ray Kroc took McDonald's public in 1965. His net worth? $3 million instantly. Within 5 years, $500 million. Within 20 years, billions. The McDonald brothers used their money to open a new restaurant in San Bernardino. They couldn't call it McDonald's. Ray owned the name. They called it the Big M. Ray Kroc heard about it. He was furious. Even though he owned McDonald's, he opened a McDonald's across the street. The Big M failed within a year, crushed by the competition, crushed by McDonald's, crushed by Ray Kroc's spite. Dick and Mac McDonald returned to their modest home. They never worked in the restaurant business again. Dick McDonald died in 1971. Mac McDonald died in 1998. When Mac died, there were over 25,000 McDonald's worldwide. Neither brother ever received that 1% royalty Ray Kroc promised. If they had, their estates would have earned over $100 million per year for decades. Ray Kroc went on to become one of America's richest men. He died in 1984 with a personal net worth of $600 million. In Ray Kroc's autobiography, Grinding It Out, he barely mentioned the McDonald brothers. When he did, he dismissed them as obstacles. When asked about the 1% handshake deal in interviews, Ray Kroc said, quote, "I didn't owe them anything. I made McDonald's what it is. The truth. Ray Kroc didn't invent McDonald's. He didn't invent fast food. He didn't invent the assembly line system. He didn't invent anything. He stole an idea, trademarked it, then erased the real inventors from history. That's the true story of McDonald's." Today, McDonald's serves 69 million customers daily. Annual revenue, over $23 billion. The company is worth $200 billion. The McDonald brothers' names appear nowhere. No plaque, no memorial, no recognition. They've been erased. If you ask most people who invented McDonald's, they say Ray Kroc, because that's what McDonald's wants you to believe. The 2016 movie The Founder told some of this story, but even Hollywood softened the betrayal. The real story was worse. Business schools teach the Ray Kroc story as a lesson in entrepreneurship, aggressive expansion, ruthless execution, winning at all costs. They don't teach the part about stealing someone else's life work. That's called an unfortunate detail. Here's what Ray Kroc understood that the McDonald brothers didn't. In American business, legal doesn't mean moral, and winning erases all sins. The McDonald brothers believed in handshakes, in promises, in treating people fairly. And that's exactly why they lost everything. If you ever go to McDonald's, remember, every golden arch was built on a broken promise. Every Big Mac contains a piece of stolen history. Ray Kroc's grave in California has a headstone. Visitors come to pay respects to the founder of McDonald's. Dick and Mac McDonald are buried in simple graves. Nobody visits. The handshake that destroyed two brothers. The betrayal that built an empire. The American dream that became the American nightmare. Subscribe to Kirillon to hear more stories they don't want you to know. Until next time, remember, read the contract, never trust a handshake, and always get it in writing.